Hey guys, everything new under the sun. Here's a quick update on Israel. Here's Israel's plans for the near future. This is from debka.com, the intelligence website. Well, the IDF has put in place new plans, not to simply retaliate, but to initiate with Hamas. They don't want Hamas calling the shots. Initiate action in Gaza instead of letting Hamas call the shots. So they're going to apparently now go into Gaza and initiate the contact to effectively preempt some of these marches. Israeli forces guarded the Gaza border were instructed. Will this go into reader mode? Maybe it will. Yes, it will. Beauty. We're instructed on Monday, April 2, to remove the gloves and take action for preempting Hamas escalating border provocations. So you look at when Israel starts being offensive in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, and the nations directly surrounding it, you think of Psalm 83, the inner circle of nations. Israel is now saying, take off the gloves. Let's start initiating some of this stuff so that we can clear out proactively some of the trouble that's on our borders. So this is Psalm 83, like I say, the inner circle of nations. Well, and they want to preempt Hamas's escalating border provocations. So Debka's military sources report this change in policy was set by Benjamin Netanyahu, Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman, and IDF Chief Gadi Eisenkot. They saw that Hamas had been encouraged into ramping up aggression by the clashes that occurred Friday, which left 17 Palestinians dead. Because the Palestinians, the Hamas, they get great news. They get great news coverage. All the world sees, all the world condemns, and they don't condemn Hamas for pushing all the civilians to the border and causing trouble. The world just sees Israel hitting back, protecting their own sovereign nation. Although the world doesn't see Israel protecting the sovereign nation. They just see Israel standing there shooting at Palestinians, killing Palestinians, wounding Palestinians. But they don't recognize that Israel's really just protecting its sovereignty, which any country in the world would be allowed to do. And so Israel's taking out the gloves here. They don't care what the world thinks at this point. The IDF was therefore instructed to adopt new tactics. Think of Psalm 83. We'll call this Psalm 83 tactics. Before the violence practiced on the Gaza border got out of hand and spread to other anti-Israel fronts. Judea, Samaria, and even Lebanon. So you're talking exactly about the inner circle of nations. Israel doesn't want this to spread to the other nations directly on its border. So they're going to start taking out that inner circle and start fulfilling Psalm 83. The IDF continues to be authorized to use force when necessary. Within the IDF's rules of engagement, Hamas was cautioned Monday against continuing the staged provocations every few hours, or else face harsh IDF riposte. That's a new word for me. Let's look this one up. Repost, a quick, clever reply to an insult or criticism. There you go. A quick return thrust following a parry. So that's an offensive move, effectively. Friday's mass Palestinian assault on Gaza-Israeli border successfully pushed back the IDF. So the IDF was actually pushed back. They actually encroached in Israeli sovereignty there. And that was the first round of Hamas's latest tactic for fighting Israel. Israel's political leaders almost across the spectrum voiced their thanks to the IDF troops for not letting a single Palestinian rider cross the fence and so allowing the country to celebrate the Passover. So they kept security, apparently. The very idea of an inquiry into a determined and proportionate defensive operation was widely ridiculed in the first Palestinian rush on Gaza-Israeli border. Offensive Friday, IDF countermeasures, including gunfire, killed 15 Palestinians and injured hundreds. But this has not deterred Hamas from going forward with round two. I mean, they don't care about the civilians being killed, but you see that Hamas is not going to send their warriors in there, which if they were courageous, they would do. They wouldn't just send civilians for this. It has not deterred Hamas from going forward with round two of its 6-week master plan for repeatedly buffeting Israel's borders. They believe that when they find a gap in the Israeli wall, the Arab and international communities will come to their aid. I see this as being the initiation, the start of the Psalm 83 inner circle of nations being destroyed by Israel. And then with Psalm 83, then you have the outer circle of nations as Israel builds up to responding to its neighbors' provocations and escalations. And then you probably have, along with the outer ring of nations in Psalm 83, you probably have destruction of Damascus, Isaiah 17 occurring. With that, then you probably have Ezekiel 38, the hook in the jaws of Russia, Turkey, Iran, being pulled down, Gog, Magog, and that larger battle happening because they're provoked by Israel basically cleaning house related to the Psalm 83 wars that are seemingly about to occur. That's what I look at it. That's what I see as it relates to the current battles that are going on right now. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. What is the current situation? What do you think is the current prophetic battle happening, or are there any prophetic battles happening right now? But I think this is an interesting article nonetheless. New IDF orders, and in 2018, when they're celebrating their 70th anniversary of the country of Israel being in the land, big prophetic items and wars are going to happen, I believe, in 2018. And this is going to kick off all the biblical prophecies, I think. Some things are really heating up. Some big prophetic items are occurring, and you are living in biblical times. Remember that Jesus Christ died about 2,000 years ago, and that's what we celebrate at Easter, the death and resurrection of our Jesus Christ. He died about 2,000 years ago for my sin and your sin, and he's coming back soon, and we can see by these prophecies that he is coming back soon. So thanks for watching. I'll put the link in the description, and give me the thumbs up and the like and all that good stuff, and please share these videos around so that people know that Jesus Christ is coming back soon. We'll see you in the next video.